last word, the last parsha, Vayakhel-Pekudei, the last parsha in the Sefer Shemois, Shabbos Chazak, and it's also the culmination of so much of that we've read over the last few weeks about the building of the Mishkan, the creating of the special articles of clothing for the Kohen and the Kohen Gadol, and all the way at the end of Parshas Pekudei, Perek Lametes, Pasuk Mem Gimel, says the Torah Vayar Moshe. All the way at the end, Moshe sees everything that was done. How beautiful it was done, exactly as Hashem willed it. Moshe gave them a blessing. What was the blessing? The Torah doesn't say. Rashi brings from Chazal. The blessing was, I bless you, says Moshe Rabbeinu, that Hashem's presence, Hashem's Shechina should rest on everything that you do. The work, your handiwork, all of your handiwork, Hashem's blessing, Hashem's Shechina should rest on your handiwork. What is the explanation of this bracha? So the commentaries of Rashi explain what Rashi means, and what Chazal mean to say is that Moshe told Klal Yisrael, you now finished such a great job. You built a Mishkan, it's a place of holiness, a place of Shechina. Tomorrow you're going to go do something else. You're going to go to work. You're going to go build a house. Whatever you do, it should be with the infusion of the dwelling of the Shechina, just as it is done now, just as we see it was done in the Mishkan. Rav Pam, in the Sefer Atar Lamelech, brings his words. Rav Pam, the Rosh Yeshiva of Torah Das, Zecher Tzadik Levracha, he explains this bracha. What does it mean that Hashem's Shechina should dwell in everything that you do? A person goes about his day and he does things. He goes to work and he makes decisions about how he's going to behave at his workplace, how he behaves with his children, how he behaves in his mundane life, his regular life. And it's a completely different person that makes his decisions based on the fact that he realizes that Hashem is with him, and every step of his life is fulfilling the will of Hashem, to a person who just takes decisions based on the facts and the situation that he's in. A person who realizes that the Shechina is with him, he behaves completely differently. How does Hashem want me to behave in this situation? And not just how much can I gain from this business deal and how much money I can make, but is this what Hashem wants from me in this business deal? Or is there something here not right, not kosher? And maybe I should not be doing it even if I can make a lot of money. Because this is not what Hashem wants. That's what Moshe Rabbeinu was blessing Klal Yisrael. The Shechina should rest on your handiwork. Everything that you do should bring forth the will of Hashem. We know the mitzvah says, the Torah says, we say in Kriyashma, V'ahavtas Hashem Elokeinu, should love Hashem. The Chazal teach us, you should love Hashem. Hashem should become beloved through you. When you act in a way that increases the honor of Hashem, people say, oh, he's a person who keeps the Torah, he's a person who learns the Torah, and he behaves in such a beautiful way. So that's a person, that means that Hashem is great. Chas v'shalom, a person does the opposite. People say, that's called Hashem's nation, that's Hashem's people, that's how Jews behave. Chas v'shalom, it brings to a chil Hashem. I heard a great story, an unbelievable story from a man in Muncie. His name is Rav Shimon, Mr. Mendlowitz, Rav Shimon Mendlowitz. Hashem should grant him long life. And he told me the following story. He says that his son went to yeshiva to learn by Rabbi David Soloveitchik. I also had the schus of learning by Rabbi David Soloveitchik, Zecher Tzadik Levracha of Brisk. And he said when he entered the yeshiva, that's how it was. The system was that first you go into the yeshiva, and then after a certain period of time, you could ask permission to actually come to the shiurim, to the lessons, to the classes that Rabbi David Soloveitchik gave. So at the beginning, at the outset, you were in the yeshiva without the class, and then you had to ask special permission. He said, I visited Eretz Yisrael after my son entered the yeshiva, and I wanted that my son should go to the shir. And I said to Rav Soloveitchik, I said, Rosh Yeshiva, please accept my son into your shir. And the Rosh Yeshiva said, listen, it's hard for me to accept him now, but my son also gives shiurim, Rav Velva Soloveitchik, Shlita, he's now the Rosh Yeshiva. At that time, he was a young, just starting to give shir. And everything that he says is what I say. It's all my lessons, it's all my explanations of the Gemaras, all my chidushim. He knows them all, and he's going to give them exactly like I give them. So let him start and go to his shir. And I said Mr. Mendlowitz told me, and I said to the Rosh Yeshiva, with all due respect, I disagree, I want him in your shir. And he said, why? And I said, listen, I learned many years ago, many decades ago, I learned under the great Rabbi Aaron Kotler, Zecher Tzadik Levracha in Lakewood. I don't remember a lot of the shiurim that he gave and a lot of the explanations that he gave on the Gemara. But when I go to work in the morning and I have to decide if I'm going to do a certain deal or not, in front of my face I see my Rebbe, Rabbi Aaron Kotler, and I think to myself, does my Rosh Yeshiva agree with what I'm doing? Is this behavior that he would condone or not? I want my son to be your Talmud. I don't want him to just hear what you have to say about the Gemara. I'm sure Rav Elva can say everything that you want to say, but I want him to be your Talmud. I want him to go out into the world one day and have your image in front of his face saying, is this how you are supposed to behave or not? This is what the message that Moshe Rabbeinu was giving Klal Yisrael was not only a bracha, it was a responsibility. Whatever you do, the Shechinah of Hashem should rest on your hands. You should realize that you're doing something, you're fulfilling the will of Hashem, and you should do it in a way that you know Hashem would be happy with the way you're acting. Have a wonderful Shabbos. Subscribe, you'll get the video every week by subscribing. Put a like. Thank you very much. Good Shabbos.